Have you ever wondered what happens to the body and mind of older adults who practice masturbation regularly? If you're over 50, this topic might resonate with you on a deep level. In our cultures, talking about sexuality in old age remains a taboo, often hidden under a veil of discomfort or silence. But today, I want to approach this issue from a scientific, medical, and psychological perspective. As a sexologist and doctor specializing in older adults, I believe it's vital to understand how masturbation affects the physical and emotional well-being of seniors who practice it regularly. Let's break the myths surrounding pleasure in old age and discover the reality of how this intimate practice can influence lives, both positively and negatively. This content is aimed at adults, especially those already living in the second half of their lives. First, let's talk about the nature of masturbation. It is an activity that, regardless of age, has the potential to generate physical pleasure while simultaneously relieving emotional tension throughout life. This practice is experienced in different ways, and old age is no exception. As we age, the body undergoes a series of natural changes in both the hormonal system and physical sensitivity, which affect our relationship with pleasure and sexual desire. For older adults, masturbation can be a way to maintain a connection with their own bodies. Although testosterone and estrogen levels naturally decrease with age, altering the frequency and intensity of sexual desire, it's important to highlight that desire doesn't disappear. It simply changes the way it manifests. Masturbation, then, becomes a way to explore and rediscover one's own pleasure without the expectations or pressures that often accompany intimacy in youth. Now, what are the physical and emotional benefits of masturbation in old age? Medical studies have shown that regular masturbation has multiple positive effects on the body. For starters, it helps maintain blood circulation in the genital area, which can prevent tissue atrophy due to lack of use. Self-stimulation also triggers the release of endorphins, the happiness hormones that are essential for combating stress and improving mood. Moreover, when an older person practices masturbation, they often experience physical relief that can improve sleep quality, something fundamental for overall well-being at this stage of life. In the psychological realm, masturbation plays a key role as well. It serves as a tool for self-awareness, reinforcing self-esteem, and fostering a positive perception of one's body. For many seniors, this is crucial, as aging often comes with a sense of losing control over the body. Masturbation allows them to regain some of that control, helping them feel more connected to themselves. However, when discussing constant or excessive masturbation in old age, we need to consider some important warnings. Like any pleasurable activity, masturbation can become a compulsive habit. Physically, excessive stimulation of the genital nerves may lead to hypersensitivity, which could eventually cause discomfort or a temporary decrease in sensation. Although this phenomenon is not permanent, it might lead to a dependence on greater stimulation to achieve the same level of pleasure, sometimes causing frustration or anxiety. But the impact of excessive masturbation in old age goes beyond the physical. In my practice, I've seen that for many older adults, masturbation becomes an emotional escape. As we age, it's common to experience feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or depression, especially when social or family relationships weaken. In such cases, masturbation might provide temporary relief from these emotions. However, if it becomes the sole source of comfort, it can lead to a cycle of isolation. Instead of seeking companionship, affection, or emotional support, a person may turn exclusively to self-stimulation, further disconnecting from the world around them. What do medical studies say about masturbation in old age from a clinical standpoint? Masturbation is not harmful in itself. However, like any habit, excessive practice can have side effects. Some studies indicate that older adults who engage in compulsive masturbation may experience physical and mental fatigue, affecting their daily energy levels. Excessive masturbation can also lead to decreased motivation for other important activities, such as physical exercise, which is essential for maintaining mobility and cardiovascular health in old age. Another important aspect to consider is how masturbation can affect interpersonal relationships at this stage of life. While many older adults live alone and resort to masturbation to satisfy their sexual needs, for those who have partners, excessive self-stimulation can interfere with shared intimacy. I've seen cases where frequent masturbation replaces seeking intimacy with a partner, creating emotional and physical distance between them. In such cases, it's important to find a balance so that masturbation doesn't become a barrier to intimate contact. Emotionally and psychologically, excessive masturbation can generate feelings of guilt or shame, especially in individuals who grew up in environments where sexuality was considered forbidden or shameful. Many seniors have expressed feeling trapped between pleasure and guilt, an internal struggle that can affect overall emotional well-being. In these cases, it's essential to recognize that sexuality, even in old age, is a natural and positive aspect of life, and it shouldn't be burdened with guilt. In conclusion, if masturbation becomes an emotional escape that replaces human contact, it may be necessary to seek other forms of emotional support, such as therapy or the company of loved ones. While there are no long-term physical risks, it's important to debunk certain myths surrounding masturbation in old age. There is no medical evidence suggesting that masturbation causes permanent damage to sexual organs or accelerates aging. Likewise, there is no link between masturbation and diseases like prostate cancer or severe sexual dysfunctions. However, as mentioned earlier, excessive masturbation can lead to physical exhaustion and even a long-term decrease in libido. Ultimately, masturbation in old age is a natural practice that, when done in moderation, can be extremely beneficial for both physical and emotional health. It not only aids in maintaining circulation and the elasticity of genital tissues, but also provides emotional relief during times of stress or anxiety. However, as with everything, balance is key. If masturbation becomes a daily routine that impacts other areas of life, it's essential to reflect on the underlying reasons and find healthier ways to satisfy both emotional and physical needs. Remember, pleasure has no age. The key is to find a balance that allows you to enjoy your sexuality without it becoming a burden. If you found this reflection interesting, I invite you to subscribe to our channel, Wise Talks, where we continue exploring, without taboos, how we live our sexuality and emotions at every stage of life. See you soon.